Alright, let me ask you this. What if the secret to stopping a 100 miles per hour slap shot isn't just lightning-fast reflexes or years of practice, but something as fundamental as how your eyes literally track the puck? That's the wild rabbit hole we're diving into today. Because a Canadian optometrist named Dr. Sarah Hutchens is about to flip the script on how we think about athletic performance. And honestly, this might change how we train athletes forever. So here's the deal. Dr. Hutchens isn't just running a regular eye clinic, she's hunting for hockey goalies to test their visual performance skills. Not their vision in the read an eye chart sense, but stuff like peripheral awareness, reaction time, and how their brains process visual chaos in real time. Which, when you think about it, is insane. We've all heard pro athletes have 20/20 vision, but how many of us realize that elite sports vision is about way more than seeing clearly? Personally, I think this is the kind of overlooked edge that separates good players from legends. Let's unpack this. Goalies already train their bodies relentlessly, right? But what if their eyes are the unsung muscle here? Hutchens' study is trying to find a direct link between specific visual skills and save percentage. Imagine if we discovered that split-second decision-making under visual pressure was the hidden X factor. That'd mean training eyesight could become as routine as shooting pucks on net. And honestly, this makes me wonder, how many local athletes are getting left behind because we're not measuring these skills yet? Now, here's where it gets even more fascinating. Hutchens isn't new to this, she worked with the Toronto Blue Jays earlier this year. Which raises a huge question, why is MLB ahead of the curve while hockey's still catching up? From my perspective, hockey's chaotic nature, multiple players, a tiny puck moving at lightning speed, makes it the perfect lab for studying hyper-advanced visual processing. But if the Blue Jays are already optimizing their vision training, how long until every sport does this? And will local leagues even have access to these tools, or will it widen the gap between big-budget teams and amateurs? One thing that immediately stands out is how this blurs the line between biology and skill development. We've all heard that talent can't be taught, but what if hockey sense is partly about trainable visual reflexes? If Hutchens finds that goalies with sharper peripheral tracking or faster visual decision-making consistently outperform others, that's a game changer. Suddenly, coaches aren't just scouting for physical gifts, they're testing how athletes see the game. And that's not just about goalies, either. Picture forwards training to read defensive setups faster, or defensemen improving their zone coverage through vision drills. This could rewrite the playbook on athlete development entirely. But here's my biggest takeaway, this isn't just about hockey. We're standing at the edge of a paradigm shift in sports science. If vision training becomes the next big thing, it'll spill into everything from youth leagues to Olympic programs. And honestly, I'm already thinking about how this applies beyond athletics. Pilots, surgeons, even gamers, they all rely on split-second visual processing. What if Hutchens' research accidentally unlocks a universal framework for human performance? That's the thing about science like this, it starts with a goalie's eyesight and ends up redefining what we think is possible for the human brain. So what do you think? Is this the future of sports, or are we overestimating how much vision really matters?